Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make a tote bag. And this particular tote bag is quite different because it's a simple straight tote bag, and you can also pull on the strings on the side to make it ruched at the top. So you can see how it looks like after I was done pulling on the strings on the side. So if this is something you're interested in learning how to make, keep on watching and let's get started. So guys, to make this tote bag you will need about half yard of fabric, whichever fabric you want to use, but I advise that you don't use any fabric that is stretchy, and always make sure that you're using a thick fabric. Now I have two different types of fabrics here. This one here, this red one, is called chinox. Now this is the type of fabrics you can use to make ready-made tote bags that you can sell. I have this in black. You can get this in black for making tote bags that you can sell. But for this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using this African print fabric. It's a very thick one. It's not the simple ones that are just there. This fabric is thick, so it can go well for a tote bag. And if you feel like the fabric is not even thick enough, you can line it as well. But I'm not going to be lining this one. So as you can see, I have gone ahead to iron it out, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut on this side to make it straight. So now I'm going to turn it over so that it will be easy for me to measure. This fabric is in a fold. So I'm going to be using this folded end as the bottom part of the tote bag. So I want this tote bag to be 15 inches long by the time I'm done. Now you can actually use any measurement that you like. And for the width, I want it to be about 13 inches by the time I'm done. So what I'm going to do is I'll mark out the width with 14 inches. So remember that this fabric is in a fold. So on this side here, I'm marking 14 inches, and I'm going to draw a straight line across on this 14 inches point. Remember, this is going to be the width of this tote bag. So guys, I'm done cutting it out. The excess I cut out is going to be used for the strap later. Now for the length, that's the height of the tote bag. Like I said, I want it to be about 15 inches long. So I marked a point at 15 inches, and from that point I went up by another 2 inches to serve as the folding allowance for the upper part. So once this is done, the next thing we're going to do is to fold this area in to meet that point that we first marked. So I'll do it here like this. Just fold it in with about 1 inch, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well. So guys, I'm done stitching it down at the tops here and here, as you can see, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to turn everything over to the wrong side, and I'm going to stitch down the sides. So I'm going to make a stitch here and here with about ½ inch. So guys, after I was done making my stitch, I decided to serge the edges so that it will be very neat. If you are making a tote bag, even though it's with the thick fabric, you need to do that. Then I just turned it over to the right side and I ironed it out. Now we are going to work on the straps. Now for the straps, you can use any length that you want, but it depends on how long you want your straps for the tote bags to be. So for me, for the length I have here, I have 29 inches, and for the width I have 4 inches. 29 inches on the longer side and 4 inches on the other side. So what you're going to do now is to go ahead and fold this into 2 equal halves. I'm going to make a stitch here, turn it over to the right side and iron it out. So guys, this is what it looks like after I was done stitching it down, and I went ahead to also serge the rough ends as well so that it will be neat. Now I'm going to turn my tote bag to the wrong side so that we'll mark the areas where we are going to be placing the straps. So I'm going to, on the top here, take the measurement I have from one end to the other, and I'm going to divide it into 2 equal halves with my tape. So I'll just mark the midpoint here. And from the midpoint, I'm going to go out on both sides by 3 inches. So I'll come out by 3 inches here. And from here, I'll come down by 3 inches. You can come out by more inches. It actually depends on how wide your tote bag is. Now on one side of it, I'm going to place my strap. I'm pinning it down. I'm placing it on only one side, not the two parts together. So I'll pick one side again like this. Notice how I'm placing it. I'm going to pin it down with the strap. So I placed it on one side, and I'm going to turn this over to the other side to place my strap on the other side as well. I don't need to measure this again because I already have it placed on the other side. So I'll just measure what I have on the other side to use and arrange and pin the other parts down. So just make sure you're pinning yours down exactly the way I've arranged mine. So once you've arranged this like this, you're going to head over to the sewing machine and make a top stitch to stitch it down. I'm not going to be making a cross stitch because of the fact that we are going to be having drawstrings at the top. So I'll just make a stitch here and here only, just here and here. There will be no cross stitch. So I'll make my stitch only at the top and bottom of the strap. Let me just go ahead and do it and show you guys what it looks like on the sewing machine. So guys, I'm done stitching it down. You can see where I made my stitch. So I made a stitch here and here. There is no cross stitch in between because there's going to be a drawstring. So if we make a cross stitch, it will not be able to pass through. Just at the top and bottom, that's where you will make your stitch. So guys, I've secured the straps. Like I said, don't cross it over because you need to be able to make your ruchness in front. Only if you don't want that. If you don't want that, you can just go ahead and finish it all because your tote bag is ready. But what I'm going to do now is on this top here, very close to where we join the sides, I'm going to fold in only the top part and make a small hole. The hole is going to be only in front. Just make a very tiny hole only on the front part. You don't need it to get to the back. So you can see what it looks like here. Just something that your safety pin can pass through. So you must fold it into two like this before you make your tiny hole on the side. So I fold the other side as well and make a tiny hole here. So you make a tiny hole on very close to the stitch you had on this side, on both sides of the stitch. So I have two tiny holes here, one on each side. I actually hope that you guys can see this. So I have a hole here and a hole here. So I'm going to also create the same thing on this other side as well. Just make tiny holes on each side of our stitch. So guys, I'm done creating the second hole on the other side. So two here as well, just like we had on the other side. Now this is what I have. We are going to be passing our ropes through it. I actually folded my bias into two to get this rope. So when you fold your bias into two to check if it's long enough, just place it on one end of your tote bag to the other end. Make sure that you have about 3-inch excess on the side. So I have two of these. This is what we are going to be passing through the top of the tote bag. So I'll just use my safety pin, as you can see, and I'm going to be passing it through the first hole that I created. So I'll pass the rope through like you see me doing like this. So remember I said we should not make a cross stitch when we are placing the strap. This is the reason, because if you had done so, you will not be able to pass this through easily. So I passed it through the first part and brought it out through the hole, the second hole on that side, and then from the other hole on the other side I'm passing the strap so that it continues to the other side of the bag. I actually hope that you guys understand what I'm doing. So I'm just going to now push it to you, it gets to the other end now, so that I'll bring it out on the same side. So you're going to bring the strap out. You have the two of them coming out on the same side, just like I have here. So you just arrange everything properly, remove your safety pin, and then go ahead and tie up the ends. So guys, I'm done tying it up on that side. You can see what it looks like. So we're going to come to this other side, still the same holes that we had earlier. I'm going to start placing the other strap, the other rope from here. So I'll place it from this same hole here, and I'm going to pass it through to the other end. So when you get to the other end, you're just going to bring it out from the same hole where the other one is, like this, and then you pass it through the other one to the other side. So I'm going to pass it out through the other side, and then now I'll have the two ropes now on this side as well. So I'll just arrange everything, remove my safety pin again, and I'm going to go ahead and tie it up on this end. I actually hope that you guys understand what I've done here. So when you tie it up this way, you'll be able to now pull on the strings that you have created at the top, so that you can have that ruche effect you saw at the beginning of this video. So this is what your normal tote bag will look like, but when you now pull on the ropes like this, you have it looking like this. So yeah, that's all for the making of this bag. Thank you so much for watching. You can see how it looks like on me when I wear it without pulling on the straps like this. It's actually very beautiful. And then when I decide to pull on the straps, it's just for me to draw the strings here like this, and we are good to go. So this is what the second part looks like. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one.